The Central Command Team once again commends and appreciates the selfless work done by all EFF leadership, structures and ground forces in the excellent execution of all programs marking the 10th anniversary of the EFF. The EFF has emphatically demonstrated to the people of South Africa, Africa and the world that we stand as a formidable political force which is ready to lead South Africa and all progressive forces in the continent into the future of common prosperity and economic emancipation. The excellence of our internal systems for mobilization and organization reflects our strength as a solid movement. We are therefore emboldened that our organization is capable, able and well-structured and able instrument to bring about change South Africa needs today. The same way we execute mobilization and organization internally in the EFF, that's how we are going to run efficient government when we take over in 2024. The CCT received the final report of EFF Public Representatives who failed to organize for and pay for transport of their constituencies to attend the EFF 10th anniversary. The CCT takes serious exception on public representatives who, having had more than 5 months to organize transport for their constituencies, failed to do so. In the EFF, all our leaders organize, mobilize, educate, agitate, and also fundraise for all activities of the organization. Without these qualities, public representatives and leaders under the EFF cannot be trusted with the lives of our people and the responsibility to be at the forefront against the ruthless white monopoly establishment. The CCT has therefore resolved to recall all public representatives who failed to meet the organizational mandate and obligation in relation to the EFF 10th anniversary rally. The recall means that all councillors, members of provincial legislatures, members of parliament who failed to organize for and pay for buses for the 10th anniversary celebration must resign from positions of their deployment with immediate effect. This resolution is in line with Section 14, subsection 9 of the EFF Constitution, which says, I quote, "The CCT has the power to recall any deployee of the organization from any position of deployment, including deployment as public representatives," close quote. The CCT further resolved to remove the elected structure. The CCT further resolved to remove from elected structures all leaders who fail to organize for and pay for buses for the 10th anniversary celebrations. The removal is in line with Section 14, subsection 10 of the EFF Constitution, which says, open quote, "The CCT has the power to remove and replace incompetent members of the CCT, PCT, and RCTs," close quote. If they are loyal to the cause for economic freedom in our lifetime, the EFF members who are recalled from deployment and removed from elected structures will remain as members of the organization, but will not be eligible for deployment back to structures they were recalled from. We took this decision to recall them because we saved them from going to the National Disciplinary Committee or any disciplinary committee at whatever level, because the outcomes of any disciplinary committee at whatever level are not guaranteed. They may lead to the suspension or the expulsion. We thought this was the best political intervention because those comrades who are affected by this decision, they will remain with their membership if they so wish. Failure to comply with this directive will lead to all those members being charged and suspended with immediate effect, and the National Disciplinary Committee will take the process forward. My brother, the future in the EFF is not a position. Why, when you're being removed from a position, you say, I just said in the statement, they remain members of the EFF and continue to contribute. That's your future. That's my future. The future is not position. So we remove people from positions. You say, do they have future? What are you saying? We did not expel them. They are members of the EFF. In the EFF, we are not going to allow opportunism of the highest order. So please, you can be guaranteed If they want to remain in the EFF, that's why we didn't take them to DC. The DC may well decide not to find them guilty. The DC might find them guilty and expel them or suspend them. And that will destroy their future in the EFF. In the protection of their future, we said, let's take a political decision, which is allowed by the Constitution of the EFF, to recall. Because those positions they hold are the EFF positions. You are mandated by the EFF. At any time the EFF can recall you, including me. So I don't understand what is this future. If the future is positions, then I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested. Well, and removing them from positions and having them remain in the organization is part of the rehabilitation. It's part of saying to them, you still need to learn more and have an appreciation. Maybe we prematurely promoted you into position of responsibility and you are not ready. Let's prepare you and then we'll consider you going forward. How can a man or a woman who couldn't get one bus disrupt my election campaign? One. How can that person disrupt the election campaign? He has demonstrated he's got no capacity to do anything. We are removing SG 210 public representatives. And we do so unashamedly. Out of 1,200. 1,200 public representatives, we are removing 210. We remain with 990 good members of the EFF, the servant of the people, who are ready to respond to the call at any time. Don't tell me about lazy deadwoods. I have no time for deadwoods. I have no time for staff riders who have no capacity. Whether they've been with us for too long, it means nothing if you can't perform the simplest task. You know, one of you is very sympathetic that maybe the MPs, we know them, we may not know the others. There is an MP who, until this morning, was still lying that she paid for a bus. The SG went and said, okay, let me sit down and understand this. Went through with her, only to find that this MP submitted a quotation and thought that we're fools. Will confuse the quotation for an invoice. And the quotation is dated 25 July. You can see this MP has never done anything for 5 months. On the eve of the rally, realizes, hey, there's a problem coming here. She then gets a quotation. And then today, this morning, she gives us a quotation as a proof of payment. You want to serve with such people? These are the people who want to serve with. Better few, but better. Not fraud. Fraud. Until this morning, a fraud was still trying to defraud the organization. And not coming clean and open and apologize and say, no, we'll do what the organization is asking us to do.